cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. This old engine makes it on time. Leave Central Station about 8:45. Hit Trevor Junction at 17:2 at 9:45. You know it's traveling again. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind. Trouble ahead, the lady in red. Take my advice, you'd be better off dead. Switchman sleeping train, 102 is on the wrong track and headed for you. Driving that train, I'm cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble behind. And you know that notion just crossed my mind.
Hi, got a great song for you today. Casey Jones off of Workingman's Dead, and we're going to be working on Bob Weir's part. This is a great song. The form and chords are very easy, but what Bob does is just a lot of chord decoration, adding color stuff, and there's just a whole lot of great little parts in here that I'm going to teach you some of my favorites. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're going to begin by checking out the form of the song. There's just a few different parts that you have to learn, and then you just put it all together. So it starts off with the main hook, which I've labeled Riff A in my transcription. And that riff is repeated throughout the song. And the chords underneath it are C, F, back to C. So it sounds like this. And the riff itself is this one. And then after that we have a verse section which consists of the chords C for 1 bar, F for 2 bars, then a half a bar of F, half a bar of C. So it sounds like this. That's repeated. And then we have a verse which consists of the chords. It's 1 bar of C, 1 bar of D, 1 bar of F, 1 bar of G. Then we have 1 bar of D, or 1 bar of C, 1 bar of D, then a half a bar of F, half a bar of E7, half a bar of A minor 7, half a bar of G. So that sounds, the whole verse part sounds like this. Okay, and then there's just 2 more parts. There's an outro, which is basically the chorus, but in the second bar, instead of having a full bar of F, we have a half a bar of E flat, half a bar of F. So that part sounds like this. have a tag which consists of half a bar of A7, half a bar of D7, half a bar of G7, then a half a bar of C, which is just, you just let ring out because it is the end of the song. So that part is. So that's all the parts. Now it's just about putting them together in the right order. So we start off with our Riff A, we play a chorus, we play our Riff A again, then we have a verse, followed by our chorus, our Riff A, another verse, a chorus, our Riff A again, then we have Bob's solo, which is over the verse chords, followed by Jerry's solo, which is over the chorus chords, our Riff A again, followed by a verse, then we play the chorus twice, followed by the outro twice, followed by our tag. And that's the entire song. So now let's take a look at Bob's parts. Like I like to describe it, it's basically chordal decoration stuff. Just adding color using the chord forms. So we start off with the intro. So again, we have that Riff A that I just played for you that sounds like this. So what we have there is we're starting on a C chord. We're up here on this partial bar shape, which is out of the E-cade shape. So that's the 10th fret of the 4th string, 9th fret of the 3rd string, then bar the 8th frets of the 2nd and 1st string. We're just going to use those two notes up on the 8th fret of the 2nd and 1st string, and then we're going to hammer onto the 10th fret of the 2nd string. So we have, and play the 8th frets of the 2nd and 1st string again. Then we're going to move down. I like to hold my chord like this. So I have, or hold the shape like this. So I have my pinky on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And I've got my first finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. But then I'm going to add my ring finger to the 7th fret of the 3rd string. So you just bend that 7th fret up about a half a step while you have the pinky on that G note on the 2nd string. And actually, I see it more as a pre-bend, so you already have that bend going, and you just release it. And then pull off to that 5th fret of the 3rd string, which is our C note. So we have. So after we play that 5th fret of the 3rd string, we're going to play the 7th fret of the 4th string in A, followed by the 8th fret of the 5th string, which is our F. So as you see, that's an F chord, which lines up for F that's underneath. Then we're going to slide up to the 12th fret of the 5th string, followed by the 10th fret of the 4th string twice. So all together we have. One more time slowly. Alright, since that riff or main hook is repeated so often, it's very important to really get that down. So now moving on. For the first verse, this is what Bobby plays on the CD. I think it's great stuff. It sounds like this. And then that's repeated. So we're playing our C triad up on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, 10th, 9th, and 8th frets respectively. And it doesn't have to be all three of those notes. You can be the bottom two, it can be all three. But the important part is it's the rhythm we have. we take that same shape down to the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st frets for our F chord. Then we're going to add our pinky to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, which is a B flat, and over this F chord it's the suspended 4th. So we get that nice sound right here, lifting off that pinky and going back to the regular F triad, so an F and an A. So we have, then we go up to the 8th frets of the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings and bar it. And we're going to play 8th to 9th fret on the 3rd string, E flat to E, hammer on. So that's our flat 3rd to our major 3rd of the C chord. And then we're just going to play the double stop, the 8th frets of the 2nd and 1st string together. So we have, and then we just repeat that whole thing. So let's do that together. Alright, now we're going over our verse chords. So the C to D to F to G. So we're going to start with that same C triad. And we have, so over the D chord, we're going to play a nice little lick based out of this 1st inversion D chord. So if you think of our D bar chord, so 5, 7, 7, 7, we're going to start with the F sharp, which is the 3rd of the chord, and we're going to play F sharp on the 9th fret of the 5th string, then 7, 7, 7 on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, which gives us a 1st inversion D chord. And we're going to slide up to that F sharp, 9th fret of the 5th string, play the 7th fret of the 3rd string, 9th fret of the 4th string, back to 7th fret of the 3rd string, and that note is our D, our root, then back to that 9th fret of the 4th string, just kind of slide off into nowhere. So we have, then for our A chord, we're just going to move that 1st inversion D up to the 12th fret. Now our ring finger's on the 12th fret, and we have a 1st inversion F chord playing over our F. So we have, so we're going to slide into the 12th fret of the 5th string, A, play the 10th frets of the 4th and 3rd strings. So that's playing all the notes out of our F triad, just in a different order. Then for our G, we're going to use this little power chord shape, a G5. We're playing the G root note, 10th fret of the 5th string, and the 5th, the D, on the 12th fret of the 4th string. Then we're going to hammer on with our pinky to the 14th fret. Got that little boogie woogie, but this is nothing like a boogie woogie, so we're going to play, just adds some nice color to the chord, kind of gives it a little forward momentum. So we have something like this. Then we're going to play that C triad again, and then the rhythm this time is a little different. It sounds like this. And then for our D chord, we're going to play the root and the 3rd, so D and F sharp, 7th frets of the 3rd and 2nd string, followed by kind of bending the 9th fret of the 3rd string just a little bit, and then pulling off to our 7th fret, our root, our D on this 3rd string. So it sounds like this. So that first 2 chords sounds like this. And now this part's important to learn because he plays this little lick over the F, E7, A minor, G parts. But each time he does something slightly different, but let's get the main lick down. It sounds like this. So we're going to slide into our 12th fret of the 5th string, our A. Then we're going to play 10th fret of the 3rd string, 12th fret of the 4th string, 10th fret of the 4th string, 12th fret of the 5th string. So over an F chord, that would be the root, the 6th, the 5th, and the 3rd. So he's targeting, key notes out of that chord. Then we're going to move down to the 9th fret of the 3rd string, which is our E, our root note over the E7 we're now playing over, followed by the 12th fret of the 4th string, 9th fret of the 4th string, 11th fret of the 3rd string. We're getting the root, flat 7, 5th, and 3rd of our E7. So that's spelling out our E7 chord. So far we have. And over the A minor, we're playing C, which is the flat 3 of the A minor, up to the 4th, which is D. So we have 10th fret, 12th fret, 10th fret, and then the 9th fret, which is our B note, and that's anticipating our G chord, or that is our G chord. So we're playing the 3rd of G. So all together we have. Now going back to the chorus chords, this time we're playing something slightly different, but we're going to start off with our C triad. Play our F triad, same shape, but down on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st frets. And then we have great little lick here. We're sliding into the 5th fret, or the A note on our 6th string, followed by 3 to 5 on our 5th string, and 3rd fret on our 4th string, which is the root of F, chord we're now playing over. Then we're going to slide into the 7th fret, A of our 4th string, followed by the 5th fret, C of our 3rd string. That's the 5th of F right now, so we have. So we're going to bend the 7th fret up a whole step, let it down, pull off to the 5th string, or 5th fret of the 3rd string, followed by the 7th fret of the 4th string, then the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And we're gonna do this lick again. So we have. Alright, so now we're going back to the C triad shape, but instead of just strumming the chord, we're going to hammer on from that flat 3rd to the major 3rd, or E flat to E. So the way I, hold that shape is play the 10th fret of the 4th string with the ring finger, and with the index finger I play the 8th fret to the 3rd and 2nd string, and then hammer on to that 9th fret of the 3rd string. That's just a great little chord to play. It sounds great over blues. Okay, now for our F, we're going to play this F starting on the 8th fret of the 5th string. Then we have the 10th fret of the 4th and 3rd string. Then over the rest of the F chord, we have this little figure. So what that is, it's played out of, think of the D minor pentatonic shape up here on the 12th fret. And remember that D minor pentatonic is also the same notes of F major pentatonic, which makes perfect sense why we're playing it over an F major chord. So we're going to hold this shape just like we did for the Riff A, or the main hook. So we're going to have our pinky on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, put your index finger on the 10th fret of the 3rd string, then your ring finger on the 12th fret of the 3rd string, and we have this. And for that C, we're just going to play the root note, the 10th fret of the 4th string, followed by just a trill from the 8th to 9th frets of the 3rd string. And you can play any of the other notes underneath, the G, the C, both of them, neither of them. So that whole line sounds like this. And then back to our main hook. Now this time over the verse, this is the one and only time we do it, we're adding a passing chord, C sharp, between our C and our D. So we have, then we're going to play that same little lick we played on the C, hammering on the flat third to the major third, but up 2 frets, starting on the 10th fret, hammering onto the 11th fret of the 3rd string, and playing the 10th frets, the 2nd and 1st string, and that's over our D chord. Then we have an F, followed by sliding up to the 3rd of the chord, the A, 12th fret of the 5th string, and playing the root 10th fret of the 3rd string. So we have, and then over our G chord, adding that pinky to hammer onto the 14th fret of the 4th string. So over the second half of the verse chords, we're just playing a C again, just kind of hammer on. Then over the D, we have this riff. It's a good one to learn because you'll see it again over the solo chords. So it's sliding into the 9th fret of the 5th string, F sharp, 3rd of D, followed by 7 to 9 on the 4th string, and then 7th fret, root note D of the 3rd string. So we have, followed by our lick again. As I said, it changes a little each time. This time, instead of just going, when we play that B, we're also going to add G, the root note of the G chord, as a double stop. So we have, alright, now we have one more chorus before the verse solo. In this chorus, I really like some of the chord decoration that's going on here. We have our C triad, followed by F. Then over the F chord, we're going to do this. So we play our F, which 8th fret of the 5th string, followed by 10th fret to the 4th and 3rd string. And then we're going to play these double stops. And it's important to use hybrid picking. So we have, or you can use all fingers, but I prefer to use a pick. So holding the 10th fret with your ring finger on the 4th string, and the 8th fret with your index finger on the 2nd string, we're going to hammer on with our pinky to the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to play, followed by that nice little hammer-on lick. Then the second time through those chords, we have C, F, So this time I'm playing the same lick we played down here, the suspended F sus4 to F, but right here, which is a really cool way to play it. So how I finger it is using the pinky to play the 10th fret or the F on the 3rd string. Then with the index finger I play the B flat or 8th fret of the 4th string, and then just slide my index finger down to the 7th fret or A of the 4th string. Then we play this little walk up chromatic lick. So we're going to start with our F, 8th fret of the 5th string, then we play the 3rd, which is A on the 7th fret of the 4th string, walk up chromatically to the 10th fret, or the 5th C. But instead of just playing it like that, I tend to do, because then I'm in position to play the F again, 8th fret of the 5th string, and then our little hammer-on lick over the C. So that sounds like this. Alright, now we have our main hook. Alright, for Bob's solo, over the, over the verse chords, we have this. So we play that little flat 3rd to major 3rd hammer on over the C. Then we're going to go down to the 7th fret of the 5th string. We slide into that. Followed by 5. So we slide into the 7th fret of the 5th string, E, 5, 7 on the 4th string, and 5th fret of the 3rd string. Then we take that same shape, move it up 2 frets over the D chord. So note, anything you play over the C chord, you can take up 2 frets and you're playing over the D chord. And Bob does that a lot because, you know, repeating stuff sounds very familiar to the ear, and it's just lends a very nice hand to the tune. So we have then we're going to slide from the 11th fret to the 12th fret of the 5th string and play the 10th fret of the 3rd string. Do that again, but this time we're doing a double stop, 10th frets of the 4th and 3rd string. And then we're going to hammer onto the 12th fret of the 3rd string while we're still holding down that 10th fret of the 4th string. So it sounds like this. Let me do that again. Then we have our little G pattern. We repeat everything so far. But now we do our lick over the F, E7, A minor, G chords. And the change this time is we have 10, 12, 10, slide down to the 9th, and then play the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So sounds like this very slowly. Alright, so those are my favorite parts of what Bob does underneath the chords. What I recommend is to learn those, play them with me, play them with the recording, and then just mix and match them, make up your own variations, and You know, you can listen to tons of recordings, especially from the early 70s. I mean, Bob's always doing something different, but it's always kind of in that vein. So really learn those, make them your own, mix them and match them, come up with your own variations, and it just all sounds great. Alright, so for our outro, we're going to use that kind of boogie woogie type chord shape. So in this case for the C, we have our 8th fret of the 6th string, 10th fret of the 5th string, then we're going to add the pinky, 12th fret of the 5th string. Take that down 2 frets, and then up to the 8th and 10th frets of the 5th and 4th strings, then adding the 12th fret with your pinky on the 4th string. And then you just repeat that 4 times all together. So let's do it twice together. Alright, and then for our tag, we're just going to play an A7 chord, which looks like this. We have 5th fret of the 6th string, followed by 7th fret of the 5th string, then 5th fret of the 4th string, 6th fret of the 3rd string, 5th frets of the 2nd and 1st string. Then for our D7, we have our 5th fret of the 5th string, then we have 7th fret of the 4th string, 5th fret of the 3rd string, 7th fret of the 2nd string. Move that same shape up to the 10th fret for our G7. Then I play this shape right here using my thumb on the 8th fret of the 6th string. Then we have 10th fret of the 4th string, 9th fret of the 3rd string, 8th frets of the 2nd and 1st string. Alright, and that's Casey Jones, Bob's part.